This summer is about on-chain activity.
You are able to showcase your passion to many people. It's one of my favorite moments.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Kartik. I'm one of the co-founders of ETHGlobal, and welcome to ETHGlobal Paris.
All this ecosystem with the actors we have here are working hard to make Paris the spot of global innovation, especially for Web3.
Good afternoon, everybody. Are you all excited? Yeah! My name is Kartik, one of the co-founders of ETHGlobal, and let's get the show going. This is already our biggest event in Europe. Yeah! I am tired too, but we're gonna have to clap a lot today. 1,400 attendees were here this entire weekend, 965 hackers from 67 different countries, and 22% of them were brand new to Web3. So many people came from all across the world, and of course, so many cities from Europe. And as you all know, this is a hackathon, which means the next hour and a half is about focusing on all of our builders and showcasing everything that came out of this weekend. Let's get started. This hackathon blew my mind. 965 hackers submitted 321 different projects. This is the most we've ever seen in a long time. And we spent all of morning going through all these amazing projects. I want to thank, first of all of our judges who took the time to talk to so many of these teams. So please join me in thanking Frankie, SB, Shin, Patrick, Hari, Scott, Praneet, Ben, Sumrit, Liam, Alex, Yi, Kotak, Rahul, Maria, Adrian, David, Thibaut, Linda, Ahmed, yours, Simao, Yuri, Yoni, Fran, John, and Guillaume. And on top of that, we have 41 of our amazing partners. They're going to be talking about all the prizes that they're giving out. So stay tuned until we get to all of those prizes. So with that, I want to thank all of our amazing partners too. And you know the drill. The faster you clap, the faster I'll talk. So Laplace FinTech, OneEdge, Closest Chain, Filecoin, Maker, MetaMask, Mina Protocol, Polygon, WorldCoin, Wallet Connect, Airstack, ApeCoin, Biconomy, Cartesi, Celo, Chainlink, EAS, Ethereum Foundation, Hyperlane, Mantle, Mass, Near, Neon EVM Safe, Sysmo, Starknet, The Graph, UMA, Unlimit, XMTP, ZK Sync, ZK Bob, Zeta Chain, Aragon, XLR, DFNS, Flashbots, Lid, Announce Now, Push Protocol, and QuickNode. Woo! All right, let's get to these 321 projects. We spent all of the last 5 hours going through so many of these, actually all of them. That's our partners, that's our judges, all of you. You were running up and down. And from all of that, this is what happened. We picked 13 teams that are going to come on here as our finalists. We're going to bring these teams on. They're going to demo live what they built. And after that, we're going to get to all the prizes. So without further ado, actually, let's join me in welcoming our 13 finalist teams. So we have Bubble, ZK Microphone, GL Swap, Twitter Campaign, Typhoon Cash X, Kinetics, Harpos, State Garden, Cipher Deposit, Bob the Solver, VoiceSense, Community Bound, and on-chain messaging aggregator. All these teams are going to come on one by one. We're going to do 13 quick demos, and then we'll talk about all the prizes. But before we go into our first demo, I want to just take a few seconds to talk about a couple of things. First of all, there are so many incredible projects. I'm going to move out of the view so you can take a good photo. 308 of these projects, just because you were not one of those 13 finalists does not mean you were not good enough. There are so many amazing things that were built all throughout this hackathon, and I want to congratulate all of you for spending the weekend building something that you were excited about and shipping it and showing it to everybody else so they can also share that enjoyment. Please give yourselves a massive round of applause for building this and shipping everything in the last 2 days. And for anybody watching online on the live stream or all of you, you can check out everything else that came out of this by heading over to ethglobal.com/showcase. All 300 plus projects are listed there. You can see all the details, the demos, including all of our finalists. And you can catch up on all that directly online. But before we get to the first demo, a really, really important note from me. This is a task on all of your dashboards. Please take 2 minutes, whether it's on your phone right now, when you go home tomorrow morning, but hopefully soon so you actually remember a lot of stuff, and just answer some of the basic questions we have about just rate how the food was, how the Wi-Fi was, how the projects were, everything else. I know some of you have really really valuable things that you brought us already on Discord. We've kind of collected that, but it just helps us really make the next one even better. So just take 2 minutes and just answer those 6 or 7 questions. They're simple questions too, and make our lives better so we can make the next one even better for the next 1,000 people. And also, we're going to be giving out a hoodie, 5 of these, for anybody who fills out. No, not anybody. A raffle from everybody who fills out. There's 5 randomly selected people will get this hoodie, so that's another incentive for us to put on. But even without that, I would really appreciate if you can just tell us how your experience was this weekend. Enough talking from me. Let's welcome our very first demo for today, and that is Team Bubbles. Give them a big round of applause.
Sure. Okay, cool. Hey guys, I am Greg.
And I'm Limone.
And this weekend we built Bubbles, voice chats for your favorite on-chain communities, and importantly, that's on-chain without the dash. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in with Ethereum, sign a message, proving that I am who I am. And right away, I'm going to press Explore Live Bubbles. So here you can see live right now all of the bubbles. And I guess just some context, this is basically think a Clubhouse or a Twitter Spaces, but all based on Ethereum, available from any device. So no longer do you need an iOS app to join a Twitter Space and have decent audio. Cool. So the first thing I'm going to do is join a space that is token gated to something I don't have access to, and that is these lemons. Unfortunately, I don't have any little lemon friends, but
yeah, I have plenty of them again. Yeah.
And cool. So you can see that these are all token gated by ERC20s, any type of NFT, and also a Sysmo group, which we'll get into later. But first, I'm going to create a new bubble. So this is going to be called Launch. And you can see the gating options here are a bunch of them. So you can do it open, you can require a Farcaster account, you can require different types of NFTs, and so on. For example, if I were to choose an ERC20, I can type a contract address and the amount of tokens that you'd need to listen to this bubble and participate. Right? But for now, just for demo's sake, I'm going to go open. Here I have a place to enter a Farcaster cast, and Farcaster is a decentralized social protocol, and you can see in a second how it's going to aggregate all the posts from there into my bubble. So I'm going to press create and go live, and here we go. I have a new bubble called Launch, with the creator being gregscroll.eth, my on-chain identity. Right. And on the right, you see that I have this Farcaster, these replies on Farcaster. I'm going to join this space, and you can see that now I'm basically speaking. And Limone is going to try and join as well and say something. But in the meantime, if I go and reply on Farcaster, representing right now, then in a second, it should show up here. And I'm going to turn up my volume.
Hey, Greg, do you hear me? We're in a bubble, man. Oh my God.
Woo! Cool. There we go. So yeah, you can see I can mute, I can unmute. I'm not going to do that to cause a bunch of echo right now. But if I leave the space, and I go back here, then I have an open bubble that anybody could join and chat away. But one other thing I'm going to show that I think is a little bit cooler than some of the other token gating stuff is Sysmo. So token gating, we use Airstack to check all the tokens that you might have, and we use Sysmo if you want to do that in a privacy-preserving way. So if I go to ENS owners and I want to prove that I have an ENS name but don't reveal which one it is or who I am, I can sign in with Sysmo to do exactly that. So I'm going to generate a proof saying that I own an ENS domain. This should send me back to the website, and in a second, give me access to this space. There we go. So there's nobody in it, but you can see I can join. And similar to before, anybody else who does this proof would be able to join and chat with all the same functionality as before. And just to show you that the Farcaster thing hopefully worked, I'm going to go back to launch. And you can see my other post right here representing live right now at ETHGlobal.tv. So we had a great time this weekend. Bubbles is live, the bubbles.xyz. Feel free to use it. We have some things that we want to improve, obviously, but please give us feedback. We had a great time and excited for the next ETHGlobal.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. That was our first ever demo for ETHGlobal Paris 2023. Next up is ZK Microphone. Please welcome them on stage.
Hi everyone, we have a hardware hack for you. This is ZK Microphone. But before we tell you about that, I'm going to invite our wonderful host back on stage to say a few words. Karthik, if you could come in and try out our microphone.
Sure.
What did you think about the event today, Karthik?
What do I think about the event? The event was fucking amazing.
So let me formally introduce ourselves. We are ZK Microphone. We are fighting deepfakes with hyper-optimized ZK. We're a team from Homedale. Deepfakes are a state-level threat to society, which can threaten sort of the fabrics of society and perhaps bring end to democracy through misinformation campaigns and mass manipulation. The naive solution to deepfakes is a hardware signature that can cryptographically sign the audio to ensure hardware verification using a secret key stored in the secure enclave. However, this is a very naive solution because it is extremely rigid and you cannot remove any background noise which could identify the audio. You can't beep out any confidential information, nor can you compress the audio.
Yes, so that brings us to our solution. So here you can see the two sides of our approach. On the left, we have our hardware, and on the right, we have the software. On the left, we have essentially a proof of non-deepfake, which is essentially a secure enclave that signs the content of our audio. And then on the right, we have our snark, which will actually attest and verify that we are doing a transformation, is what we call it, on the audio to essentially, in our case, do a bleeping of the audio. We store the result of this transformation on IPFS, which allows it to be decentralized. Anyone can access it and actually get the content of these messages. And even further, these are also available on our smart contracts, which then allow us to provide for composable solutions. And here we have a little bit more on our IPFS solution as well. And now we'll go into a demo.
Okay, so the audio file that we just recorded at the start, we're gonna take that from Telegram, which Manoj has just sent over. And I'm gonna copy it over to our project and go back to our UI where we're gonna select the file, just make sure it's the right one, 91A. Open that and let's give it a play. Ooh.
What do I think about the event? The event was fucking amazing.
Okay.
Could have been better.
So I'm gonna have to guess a bit where to bleep here. I think it was around. Is it the last one?
Yeah, it's the last one.
The event was fucking amazing.
Yeah. So let's try and bleep this out. So we've covered where we want to bleep. Let's click bleep. And what this is doing is it's actually transforming the audio file through a set of verified transformations as part of our zero-knowledge circuit. And that's complete. So now we can upload the edited audio file to IPFS. And we can verify the proof on-chain through our smart contract, which will update the mapping in the smart contract. So we can see here that it submitted a transaction, can view it on the Explorer. It's pending right now, will be confirmed pretty soon. And you can also see here like the list of all the files in IPFS. So yeah, like onto, I think onto ATO now.
Yeah, we can show the bleeped audio.
Ah, yeah, let's show you the bleeped audio to make sure that it worked.
Today, Karthik. What do I think about the event? The event was amazing.
There you go. So it's not quite a bleep, but it's it silences out the audio at that point.
And yeah, like I guess now I can take over. Like from a technical point of view, one of the main issues is that we want to verify a lot of transformations. And if you just want to do it naively, the circuit for like a 10-second video would take like 15 minutes. While here you might have noticed that it just took like a few seconds. So like the logs weren't that great, but you might have like seen that we actually proved the whole thing. So the way we did it is we give away a bit from the hash function, and then we decided to just use a polynomial hash, because like this enables you to do all the verification in hash space. So essentially, you can basically, you can do videos which are like, I would say a few minutes in around 5 seconds. So that's pretty nice. And one of the nice things that we did was that essentially we just operate on byte data. So you can use a similar technique in basically like for any streams of data. So like here we just gave an example for how you do it for a microphone, but you might as well just do it for a video that's like relatively short. And you can basically have a snark that you have, you have done some transformation on the audio.
Yeah, and so it has a lot of future directions that it can go to prevent deepfakes, and this is already an active area of research with video and photos. This is our Twitter, and oh, wait.
Almost there.
Oh, we lost the thank you slide, but yeah, we would like to send our thanks to HomeDAO, QuantStamp, Generative Ventures, ForesightX, and the Office of Blockchain Society. Thank you so much for listening.
Congrats. Looks like I finally got censored on chain. It's supposed to be the demo. Don't worry, it was planned. I don't like to swear on stage, unless it was planned. Demo number 3, GL swaps. Please give them a big round of applause.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Jamin, and we were building GL swaps. I have to thank the team firstly. Lily and Andrew are currently traveling. It's been a great hack, and we got a chance to work on GL swaps. So what is GL swaps? Grandma leverage swaps. In DeFi, we've seen spot markets take off. This is the Uniswap interface, which you're probably pretty familiar with if you're in crypto and have been on chain. And the real market that hasn't been tapped into is derivatives. In 2022, 44 trillion was traded in centralized exchanges on derivative markets. That's 75% of all trading volumes. Spot only accounted for a quarter of that. In DeFi, it's just 1.5% are in derivative markets. So this is completely set to grow, and it's not for a lack of tooling, as we have great platforms offering derivatives now. I'm going to show you an example of how we can trade from Uniswap using leverage. So here, we've got a swap lined up from Ethereum to USDC. We can swap 0.01. It's around $20 worth. And this functions just as you're familiar with. MetaMask pops up, and we can confirm swap. We're also on Arbitrum at the moment. Nice and simple. You guys have seen that before. So now what if we want to take this USDC that we've got on chain and we really want to get maximum value? We can see that over here, we enter our USDC requirement. And you might be thinking, what is this third box here that you've never seen? Well, we're on the current Uniswap app. This is the actual Uniswap interface itself. And what we've plugged in is a browser extension, which allows you to get leverage on your trades. So now we can execute a 10x leverage trade, getting you $100 on this swap. So let's long this token. I'm actually going to take you to GMX, which is a derivatives platform, which will allow us to see how this trade can go through. You can see here that BTC long has just gone through with $100. So you've actually traded on a perpetuals platform from Uniswap itself. We'll just wait for that to go through. It will register on the front end over here as well. So you can see that the size here is $100, and you only spent $10 doing that. That's maximum capital efficiency. And by the way, we can juice up the leverage all the way to 50 times and go short on tokens as well. So that's GL swaps. We kind of see Uniswap as being the super app for anything on-chain, really. But they haven't tapped into DeFi derivatives. I think 45% of all volume goes through Uniswap's front end, which is actually routed through Uniswap. And this is pretty crazy. There's so many other different markets you can tap into. There's tons of DeFi derivatives being built out there, and this is just the start. We want to make crypto so easy to use. You hear the common expression, my mum should be able to onboard, and we're not quite ready for that. But how about your grandma? Your grandma's going to be playing around with leverage. She's going to be longing and shorting tokens in no time with GL swaps. So thank you very much. Again, thanks to the team as well. Thanks to the Sozu House. Really appreciate the opportunity.
Amazing, thank you. I want to see grandmas doing leverage trading. That's going to be a fun one. I'm sure that's going to not sound weird when I say it again in my head. But next up is our demo number 4, and that is Project Twitter Campaign. Please give him a big round of applause.
All right, hey everyone. My name is Matthew Natson, and I'm here to present to you Twitter Campaigns. So what is Twitter Campaigns and why did I build it? Essentially, I wanted to make a dApp that anybody could use, someone who doesn't have a wallet, doesn't even know what crypto is. This is essentially like their gateway into crypto. So what I'm first gonna do is log in, and you can see the flow. Essentially, you wanna continue with Twitter. I did not need to enter like an Ethereum address or connect MetaMask. I was already signed into Twitter, so that's why I kind of went through really quick. All right, now I'm authenticated. So what exactly happened? What happened was I used Safe AuthKit to verify my Twitter, and essentially now I have a custom account abstracted wallet address, my Twitter account, the Twitter email associated with it, my handle, and all that got verified with a handshake in the back end that signed a message with an admin wallet back there. So what can you do? So first, you can fund it with Transact. It doesn't really work on staging, so we're not going to do that. But you can continue with this flow to fund it and to off ramp. Exit that. So to create a campaign, you have to input fields like the name, the description, a hashtag. But we could also use AI to pre-fill for us. So then we'll just ask OpenAI to do that. And then as you can see, it just created us a campaign. I guess I didn't really understand my prompt, but there you go. So, you can fill in the funds you want to provide. And there's a few requirements for you to be eligible to, receive funds from a campaign. So as a user, you want to basically get likes and retweets on your tweet. And then this way you can earn tokens. So we have a few example campaigns here, and I'll show you how these work. So for example, we'll take the Crypto Revolution Takes Over Paris campaign. And you can see the tweet must contain the hashtag ETHGlobal Paris. So we'll say, I love ETHGlobal. Hashtag ETHGlobal Paris. I'm just going to confirm that's how it's spelled. All right. So we send that tweet out. And to claim your reward, basically, you take your Twitter ID for that tweet, throw it in here, click Claim Reward. And this is a gasless transaction, so again, I didn't have to interact with any wallets. As you can see, there's no rewards for the tweet because there hasn't been any likes or retweets on it. So let's go ahead and give it a like ourselves to give ourselves money. Click Claim again. Hopefully Twitter doesn't block my request. There you go. So I just got 0.00006 Matic. And as you can see, that's what one like is worth. If you got multiple likes, multiple retweets, how that works is the smart contract records what likes it previously rewarded. So if you farm some likes, and let's say you have 10 and I already claimed 1, that means the difference will be 9 for the next claim. And here you can see there's like a log of these rewards I got paid out. And personally, my favorite part about this is, again, as a user claiming rewards, you don't even need a wallet, and you can see there's social proof. So as you create a campaign, the smart contract gets your Twitter ID, and it stores that. And then once it's displayed, it takes your username and shows that to everybody as well. It's pretty simple, but I think it's very effective in creating campaigns. And where you can see this going in the future is essentially, instead of just having likes and retweets, you can have, verified accounts only, make it modular, say you have to have a certain lifespan on your account, and really put in whatever you want. And the benefit is, anybody can create a campaign. Yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, next up is demo number 5, Typhoon Cash X. Please welcome them on stage.
Good evening, everybody. So we would like to introduce you to Typhoon Cash X, a bridge that allows you to transfer tokens from a chain to another in an anonymous fashion. We like to think that we are an additional layer, an additional dimension to the mythical Tornado Cash protocol, adding not only burying the link between departure and arrival address, but also burying the link between departure and arrival chain. So how do we work? When a user wants to deposit funds on our bridge, he'll have to call a deposit function that will put his funds in the contract. And there, we will be holding in the state of the contract a registry in order to put the user's address inside a Sysmo group. So we will be using Sysmo groups in order to generate proofs of membership of the bridge for future withdrawal. When the user will want to redeem the funds on the other chain, the user will need to submit a proof, which will be generated off-chain by Sysmo, along with a signature composed of, agreed gas amount to be spent and delegated to the relayer, as well as the output address. This proof, once verified, our exit smart contract will check that the user has not tried to withdraw funds already somewhere else. This is a fundamental problem, handling double spending. With a single proof, the user might want to withdraw the funds twice on 2 different chains. So we have to handle this. And so how do we handle this? We check if the user's ID, taken from the Sysmo group, is already stored in the registry. If it is reverted. If it is not, well, it is added. And then the user's ID is added to a pending registry.
So then once it's added on a registry on the source chain, broadcast is sent to every chain with this user ID, and it checks on every chain if the user has already withdrawn, or, I mean, it shouldn't be able to happen, but it checks if it's in the pending, like, waiting list. If it's in the waiting list, then we have a conflict. To solve this conflict, we need to compare the 2 chain IDs, and we choose the lowest one to validate the transaction and cancel it on the other one. So we have a deterministic way to choose only one chain, even if there are 3, 4, 5 broadcasts at the same time. And since we have a delay between redeem and withdraw, which is twice the maximum estimated amount of our bridge, which is hyperlane, to reach out to every chain, we can't be in a state where a user has already withdrawn at in some chain and has tried to withdraw in another chain. So then, using this technique, we avoid double spending, and we get an anonymous, an anonymous pathway through the chains without revealing any address of destination.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right, next up is Kinetics Light Clients. Please welcome them on stage.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tygan, and I'm co-founder of Kinetics Network.
My name is Mike. I'm co-founder too.
Today we would like to talk about the light clients. Today we would like to make a presentation about light clients. Why we do it? Because when we want to move liquidity between L1 and L2, networks from Ethereum, for example, or other networks, usually we ask a bridge to do this. And all the bridges, they have a similar structure. First, we need to pay for each transaction to validate the proof, because pool make a decision. Second, we need to wait for this. And this is not really useful if we use, for example, like a chain with a DEX and bridge. And also we need to trust like a group of validators to prove this transaction and provide the proof of event between different chains. But if we use light clients, we can use a batching system. So basically, we can upload a bunch of transactions and approve them in one order. So, for example, we have any number of transactions, and we have a different message protocols. So we just pay for one order, and we need to receive at least like 2 or 3 state the same between different message protocols to verify what's happened. So let me show you exactly how we implement it in our protocol and how we can use it in a real world situation. For example, as we can see here, we can choose different tokens, for example, like wrap Bitcoin and USDC between different networks. And as we can see, the gas is optimized very high. So it's like $2 will be cost transaction to move liquidity between different networks. And right now, Mike, he will explain it more detailed, how this happened.
Yeah, so actually this solution is built on top of the Hashi. Hashi is a Gnosis project EVM hash Oracle aggregator. So we implemented a couple of adapters connecting different blockchain cross-chain messaging protocols. So what we do, we just take a block hash function that returns recent blocks and transfer this hash through a couple of these protocols. And this protocol should return the same answer that should be valid and stored on another network on our light client. So that's how it works. And this is in the basic view how it works, but we go further and optimize it by implementing a Merkle Mountain range structure. So in this idea we were inspired by Axiom project. It's like batching of block hashes, so we don't need to store every block hash on storage. We just need to make checkpoints, and on top of these checkpoints we build Merkle trees and store these roots as a leaf of the whole Merkle Mountain range. And then we just take the peaks of this structure and store only them on the storage. So it's a very, very efficient way to store the data, and it's really exciting possibilities for multi and cross-chain applications, as we can see it on our example. So swap is complete, and if we open the transaction, we can see that it takes just 66 K of gas units, and this is a cross-chain transaction. It's a cross-chain operation, and it's very cheap in terms of this context.
Yeah, and as you can see, it's possible to move liquidity between different networks without any kind of chain bridges and DEXs. So there is one transaction, and this transaction go through or is revert. That's all.
Thank you.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much. And a lot of people may not realize this thing, but getting light clients to work efficiently on Ethereum is a really big and really interesting problem. It solves so many things that we actually need to get mainstream adoption ready, because you don't have to think about running a validator, and you can actually do a lot of things client-side. So this was an amazing proof of concept. All right, next up is Harpos. Please welcome them on stage.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi.
We are very humbled and honored to introduce to you Harpos. Harpos is a platform allowing users to connect, to network, and to chat together without compromising any anonymity. So we connect via Sysmo, and our use case for this demo will be, I am Bob, I have some money, and I'm looking for an influencer with the same goals as I have. So I'm generating here my proof that I hold some USD token, and let's say maximum, because I have some. Continue, we generate the proof. A wallet is automatically created once we log in via Sysmo, and this wallet will be protected by passphrase, so only the user will have access to it. Then here I can see my active conversations, but you can go to search and set some criteria. I'm looking for an influencer, so let's say that I'm looking for someone that has a minimum followers of 1,000. And let's see what's going on here. So what are the holders that have 1,000 followers? Here I can see all of their profiles. Let's see the first one that says he's famous on Twitter. This person decided to keep his anonymity. I can see what language he speaks, what he likes, what he does. And if I decide so, I can send him a message. And the message feature is powered by XMTP. And I can say to that guy, hello. Sysmo allows us to aggregate and verify Web3 and Web2 information. Some wallet information, some social information. If I'm looking for a developer, for example, I can have information that are proven from his GitHub account. If I'm looking for an influencer from his Twitter account, if I'm looking for a designer, I can connect to Talent Layer and have some proof that he has fulfilled some designer missions. And we can then connect with people keeping full anonymity.
So yes, so once Bob has found like an influencer, what is nice here is that we are like 100% sure that the guy that he has found is an influencer thanks to Sysmo ZK proof. Because with the Sysmo data vault, like when this influencer connected to the platform, like he had also to connect with like a 0 auth token, so like his account was connected to the data vault and as well as his followers. So what is nice here is that Bob now is sure that he's really talking to someone with 1,000 followers. And if it works for 1,000 followers, it can also work for 500,000 followers, or like 1 million. So this is one of the power of the Sysmo ZK proof here. And so then like, so our friend Bob has some money and has like a philanthropist project. Once he has found the influencer he wants to talk to, then he can, so to promote his project, then he needs to build a project, so he can search a dev, as my colleague Arno here just showed up before.
So now, keeping the full anonymity, these two persons can start chatting, start building together. And thank you for your attention. That was Harpos.
Amazing. Composable communities. Congrats. All right, next up is State Garden. Please give them a big round of applause.
So, hey. Today, right before start, we'd like to ask you, who is doing any sort of staking here? Raise your hand. Okay. So this is gonna be really introduce you and interesting for you guys. So let us introduce State Garden.
Okay, what is State Garden? Wait, I need to take a deep breath for this. State Garden is a self-managed liquid token portfolio protocol. You can stake any amount of ETH and get daily staking rewards as you do when you do normal staking. But before we get into details, let's go to what is liquid staking in particular. So liquid staking is usually a protocol that allows you to stake your ETH. In a way, you get a token back that you can use across any DeFi platform or layer 2 or whatever you want to. So you can lock your ETH on the node operators, but you still have the liquidity through these wrap tokens. So there are many protocols to do liquid staking, like Rocket Pool, Lido, and many others. But the thing is, you can go and purchase their liquid staking token, but then you will be having 100% risk on their infrastructure only. Then there is a second layer of protocols that do indexes of these protocols, where you can have a basket of them to diversify the risk. The other problem with these kind of protocols is the diversification is on the company is third-party managed. You cannot choose the weights of each individual liquid staking token. So the solution we built with State Garden is let you choose your own risk and your own diversification for your personal needs. So essentially, what our protocol and app lets you do is to create a tokenized vault that will contain 100% collateralized liquid tokens or assets. So essentially, through this UI, you choose a token symbol and choose the weights you're going to have on each individual token, depending on your needs or your own research to what's best for you. So you still have the diversification of an index, but you can manage it yourself. Another of the cool features of these protocols is because it's permissionless. If I create a vault and my friends likes my research and my risk management portfolio, they can also mint within my vault, and they don't have to ask me for any permissions, or there is no commissions within this, and I'm the one managing it, and it rebalances the whole portfolio. Then join us and cultivate your financial growth in the ever-expanding world of decentralized finance. So we're going to do a live demo now of our dApp. I'm going to hand you to Leo that's going to go through, you can use the mic.
Yeah, so let's connect our wallet first.
We are using the MetaMask SDK. Sorry. Yeah, oh, no, this is just a second. So, here it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There you go, we connect using MetaMask SDK. We are using under the hood because this can only work on Ethereum because of the Ethereum liquid staking tokens are there. So we are using a Tenderly fork to run this demo.
Yeah, so here we have a list of the portfolios that exist. There is info like the percentage, variable API, total ETH. So we need, right now, let's create a portfolio. Let's call it ETHGlobal.
In this case, at the bottom, you can only choose 2 tokens, but that's for the purpose of the, yeah, that should be 50. Yeah, so for the purpose of the hackathon, but the underlying protocol allows you to choose n amount of tokens. So that's creating a transaction. Yeah. Go, I think it's there.
Yeah, so here is the created portfolio.
So that's our own vault that's deployed on our Ethereum fork. And now what we can do is we can send ETH directly to that token. And what's going to happen under the hood is leveraging the 1-inch router, aggregator router. It's going to take your ETH and look at the diversification you choose and swap each a part of those ETH you're sending to each of these liquid staking tokens in the same transactions. It's going to loop through them and do every single swap that's needed. And once that's done, those tokens are deposited into the vault, and you get minted a new token that's the representation of your stake in that vault. And you can always take that token and burn it, and it will send you the underlying assets back to your wallet if you want to cancel your position there. But as long as you have that token, you will always be able to rebalance it. Like when, let's say, you change your mind and you were like 10% in Lido and 90% in Rocket Pool, you want to do more like 50-50, you go to the UI, you choose 50-50, you click rebalance, and that's going to do all the necessary swaps to, within the vault, swap every collateral to each other to take it to the percentage you want. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thanks ETHGlobal for organizing such an amazing event. Thanks to the partners, and thank you for listening.
And thanks for the team. You're amazing.
Congrats on an amazing project. A basket of staked ETH. All right, next up, we only got a few more demos to go, so please welcome Cipher Deposit on stage.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adam, and I'm really glad to introduce you to Cipher Deposit. So right now, in our ecosystem, we have put aside privacy for too long. And I want to emphasize this problem with Alice. Alice is an exchange user, and she wants to withdraw her coins without compromising her identity. So she has 2 options. The first option is to keep her assets on the CEX, risking exchange hacks, downtime, or withdrawal restrictions. And option 2 is to withdraw her assets on her personal address, exposing her personal information and transaction history. At Cipher Deposit, we offer a third option with private crypto withdrawals, anonymous transactions, private RPC endpoints. How does it work? So let's say we have Alice. Alice uses our platform, and she generates a burner address. From that burner address, she's going to go on the CEX. She's going to put the burner address, and the funds are going to be transferred from the CEX to the burner address. Then our platform manages to transfer the funds from the burner address to the ZK address that was created through the platform. And then Alice can go on ZK and withdraw her assets safely without compromising her privacy. So this is the technology stack we use. This is our team members. And time for demo.
Hi, I'm Nathan, and I'm a simple user exchange user, and I want to withdraw my funds safely and privately. So first of all, I'm going to create a burner account, which is encrypted on my computer. So I'm going to set a password, whatever it is, and click on generate. Now I got a private key, which is stored and encrypted in my computer, and a new address that I'm going to use to withdraw my funds. So for now, I'm going to use MetaMask, but it is exactly the same way as you would do it with an exchange. So I'm going to sign in two goalies. Now we just have to wait for the transaction to succeed. But in the meantime, I can generate my ETHGlobal address. So yeah, now I'm logged in. I can generate the address. Here we got the ZK address, which will be used for the direct deposits, and the mnemonic that I'll use just later. The transaction is confirmed, so now I can direct deposit. We just have to wait a few seconds for the transaction to succeed. And basically, we are not using any RPC. We are using a private one based on Hopper. I don't know if you know this solution, but it allows you kind of like Tor to stay private. Anyway, I got the transaction hash, so now I can go on eScan and look for the transactions. I can see that the deposit has been done, and it's a direct deposit. So we're all good. Now, I'm going to copy the mnemonic from ETHGlobal and retrieve my funds on their website. ZK account, I have a ZK account and a secret phrase. I can just paste it here and restore my account. We just have to wait for a few seconds, and I got something in my story. It worked.
Thank you. We really want to put privacy at the core of our ecosystem. We hope we can help with that. Thank you very much for listening.
That was an awesome live demo. Congrats. All right, without further ado, please welcome our 10th finalist for this weekend, Bob.
The solver.
The solver.
Hi guys, this is Haq. Nice to meet you. Thank you for being here. So we are basically Bob the solver, which is basically an infrastructure for intent-based transaction. We leverage account abstraction. The demo can take a little time, so and this is a demo that's running this infrastructure. It is a UI, chat-based UI, but I'll just execute it for now, and then we can come back to this later on. So how many of you know what intents are? It's a buzzword that's kind of going around right now. Okay, a few. So what are intents? Intents are basically desired outcomes that you want. Like, these are just what's. For example, you want to buy an NFT on Polygon. While transactions, the current paradigm through which we interact with blockchain, is how exact actions that need to be performed to execute an intent. For example, let's say you want to buy an NFT on Polygon, but you have assets on Ethereum. You might have to do a swap, then a bridge, then a swap, and then you buy. You have to construct all of these 4 transactions as a user. Now, constructing transactions as a user can be complicated. You need to know about all protocols. You need to know about wallet management. You need to understand how transactions happen. And even if you do so, you might get front-run or MEV attacked. So it's all in all, it's like time-taking and frustrating. What is the solution? The solution here is that we outsource the transaction creation process and enable transaction execution through an account abstraction wallet. So you still have control of the assets, but you are kind of delegating the difficult part. So what is Bob? Bob is an intent solver. We have built-in solver, which basically picks up intents, generates transactions through them, and then executes it. So with this, we get a paradigm where we get better UX and efficiency. Okay, it's still loading. So what's basically happening in the demo here is, based on this intent, we are creating a set of transactions that would be required to implement this particular intent. Let's move on till then. Okay, so we are also leveraging an account abstraction wallet called Banana SDK. We are leveraging it for transaction bundling, gasless, and gasless payments when it's required on a different chain. So as of now, we are showing you an example of NFT, but then it could also be like swapping or a swap, combination of bridge and swap, a combination of bridge and stake and whatnot. Okay, we have this. We have the authentication from that, like this is the transaction that we'll have to be doing and this will be the cost. So as soon as I authenticate it, it will ask me for my touch ID. On this laptop, it would have been Face ID if if it was my phone. And that's for a second factor of authentication, again, powered by account abstraction. And I think, okay, it does that sometimes. So we should probably have, yeah, the transaction is successful, and then we should probably see the transaction on Polygon scan in some time. But I'll move on. So, but like, how does this work? Like, what's basically happening here? We take the intent. We have an MN classifier, which is basically an LLM, which is fine-tuned on crypto data. And then from this model, we generate the exact steps that are required to execute a transaction. We then pass it through an optimization layer where we basically check like how can we make this transaction more efficient, which protocols to use, what not to use. And after that, we basically build the transactions. And once the transactions are built, we do a small simulation where we basically check that, okay, if these are the three transactions that are the output, is it meeting that intent or not? If not, it will go back. LLM can do these things. So yeah, then we have the exact transactions, which then goes to an account abstraction wallet. The transaction gets bundled. Paymaster comes into picture when required, and then the transaction is executed. So all of this is being powered by Banana SDK. I think the transaction was already successful. So let's just see if it's there. Yeah, okay. So it was a ERC721 transaction, and we see that there was a transaction that was like 1 minute ago. So pretty much accurate. Yeah. So what needs to improve from here? So here we have very high trust assumptions on this kind of system, which might not be appropriate. So we need a world where we'll have like multiple solvers, and each of them will be validating each other's solving process, and then that could tackle centralization. We got to also make the ML-based classifier and the transaction creator run locally. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for your time. I hope you liked intents. Feel free to connect and talk about intents. Thank you.
Awesome. All right, we're going to need a few seconds to set this one up. So we'll welcome the next team on stage. Only a couple more to go. So please welcome VoiceSense.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hi, my name is Nico, and together with Daniel, we are very delighted to present to you our project, VoiceSense. Now, in a nutshell, sometimes when people ask us, what's VoiceSense? How would we describe it in 2 words? I would say, well, it's serial for Web3, but actually, it's a serial for Web3 with a special mission. Actually, we believe in inclusion for everyone, especially for those who might have some difficulties getting onboarded to Web3 at the same pace as the others. For example, due to some visual impairments or learning difficulties, reading difficulties. And this is one of the goals that VoiceSense tries to address. On the other hand, we also are achieving a goal of providing universal accessibility to blockchain for people who might have limited command of the English language. How are we doing this? Let's get straight to the things how it works.
So wait, Nico, do you want to say something to our application?
Oh yes, I do. Send 1 Ethereum to Vitalik.eth. Okay, I don't know what I said, but Daniel will show you later what's going on. In the meantime, let's have a look at the diagram. Basically, how VoiceSense works. We're submitting an audio from the user on the front end, so that's been recorded, encoded, and sent to a Cartesian smart contract that is running on the base layer. Now, basically, then we have our Cartesian data-specific layer, our execution layer, where we would receive the encoded audio and pass it on to a virtual machine where we'll run machine learning computation to process the text, pass all the fields, and generate a transaction data, which we will then, in form of a QR code, pass on to the user's front end. Now let's quickly have a look at what technology we're using. So we're using verifiable automatic speech recognition module. Now, a very important thing here is, yes, we're using something that is also available in Web 2, but this is verifiable, and this is like one of the main things that we're trying to achieve is to make voice recognition decentralized, especially for those who are vulnerable and need extra trust. With decentralization, we're providing this for them. Optionally, we can get speech translation. We're recording audio into a FLAC format, and in our MVP, we're using Web3 model library to connect to Wallet Connect. And we're using Cartesian Rollers framework to make it all happen. So here's a quick slide of the high-level architecture. So we have our front end, we have the Cartesian rollups with the input box. This is the smart contracts on-chain, and the Cartesian machine where we have all this machine learning computation happening. And that will then send this conscription to the front end once it is ready. Here's a very, very quick demo, just how it works. This is recorded. And
yeah. So right now,
this is the live one.
Exactly. We have the results of our computation. You can see here on the screen. It has generated a QR code with all the transaction data needed. The transaction data needed to be read by a wallet provider. So you can also verify that we parsed, if it can be seen, we parsed the ENS, and we also have the amount and everything we said. You can see here, send one Ethereum to Vitalik.eth. So for the first time, we're running a full machine learning module on a virtual machine running on-chain, thanks to Cartesi. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
That was awesome. All right, 2 more demos to go. So without further ado, let's welcome our second last finalist of the day, Community Bound.
Hello, everyone. We are Community Bound. We have Sharaf on the front end, Shushtov, he had to leave unfortunately, but he wrote the smart contracts, and myself on product design. So the problem that we were tackling was the way communities and DAOs manage governance and reputation is still not very optimal for many cases, if not to say completely broken. So governance goes from either like 1 token, 1 vote, which is what most DAOs do, to 1 member, 1 vote, for example, like what Nounce DAO does. And reputation goes mostly with badges, which is only qualitative mostly. It's very hard to make a quantitative comparison between members. And this can be done with Coordinate, for example, but it's a bit case specific and unscalable. So we decided to create community-bound tokens. This can be seen as reputation-based governance, or member engagement points, or maybe even a community credit system or score. And the contract that we wrote is actually quite simple. It's basically a modification of an ERC20 token where you define a community based on, for example, a safe or NFT collection, and those addresses that hold the NFT or are part of the safe get whitelisted, and those are the only ones that can interact with this token. So be it own it, mint it, or transfer it. As I mentioned, like some use cases are around reputation and governance, but I think like it opens the doors for some interesting coordination games, or an opt-in community credit score, for example, for under-collateralized loans for a trusted circle of people, and also meritocratic permissions within safes or communities or DAOs. And this is really only V0.1, let's call it, but we want to make community-bound tokens a lot more customizable so that different communities can choose the way they design their own in a way, and what actions and permissions they attach to the reputation, and maybe also add some other dynamics like negative reputation in the form of social slashing. We, of course, want to make some like UX improvements and so on. And for this specific hackathon, we built a fork of Safe with a social layer on top, where you can see on the right like the members and the reputation, and it works kind of like a feed where you can see like what people are proposing, and you can approve it from there. And we also added a sort of reputation and actions creator, where you can decide like which actions receive how much reputation, so that like the proposer receives a certain amount of RP or reputation points. And yeah, well, Shafi, if you wanna do the demo.
Yes, thank you. I'm gonna walk through our social layer right now. So as you can see, this is our safe, and we found out like, hey, a safe in itself is a multi-sig wallet that is in sense a community. You have multiple members in that wallet. So what we did there is we have a feed, and the admin of this group chat is the multi-sig itself, and the members are people in this chat, and they can communicate with each other, they can send haze, and you can say transaction proposals they have sent to each other. So let me just show the flow when someone shows a proposal and what that should look like. So I'm gonna send some tokens to someone. Let's say, why not myself? So what I'm gonna do is I will propose some token transfer, 0.01. And for now, we'll just propose it. I'll sign it off. So you'll see two things happening now. One is the proposal being signed and sent. And the other one is me signing the message for push protocol, where I say, hey, this proposal has just been sent. It will show up in the feed, like, hey, we want to send this amount to this person. Check it out. You will also find the proposal right now here. So let's sign the proposal and let's get me some RP. Execute. So right now, execute. I can submit this proposal. I can say, hey, this is okay. And also here, a few things are happening under the hood. One is obviously sending the proposal. Second thing that's happening here is I'm adding the members to the whitelist, so all the members in the multisig. And the last thing that's happening is here we say, what do we do again? Oh yeah, geez. Here, excuse me, I had like 4 hours of sleep the last 2 days, so I lost it a bit. So here we mint the token to the person that signed the transaction, initiated it. So yeah, you can see transaction was successful. That was done. We go back to dashboard and you'll find our state-of-the-art confetti. And it will load the feed again. It will load the members. And you'll see that I got some extra RP, got some more reputation here. And I think that's it. Thank you very much. And a little shout out to Sozu House.
Amazing. Wow. All right. Our last finalist demo for the day. Please welcome on-chain messaging aggregator.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kai. This is Anthony, Nico, and Rafael. And today we will be presenting our project, Send, your all-in-one Web3 messaging app. So there has been quite a lot of talk about Web3 messaging lately, with big names like Coinbase integrating XMTP into their Coinbase wallet. And this is for good reason. Web3 messaging enables a lot of promising use cases. You could reach out and recruit developers based on contracts they have deployed on-chain. You could contact your user base on-chain. You could contact a potential user base, negotiate OTC deals, etc. So there's a lot of exciting use cases for Web3 messaging. But with that said, I'd like to ask you a quick question. How many of you actually use Web3 messaging protocols on a somewhat regular basis? Okay, I think I see about 3 hands raised.
Yeah, that's it. Interesting. So it seems like the interest is pretty high, but we feel like the adoption is kind of low and a little bit fragmented. It seems like nobody really knows how to use every protocol, and nobody knows the best approach to do so. So the problem is right now is like we have a lot of solutions, and we created Send for you guys to reach out on-chain users using every single protocol at the same time, and all of that combined with something we call a trust layer, so that you have a unique way of getting your messages to be more heard, and also never, ever, ever, ever again miss a message on your wallet and on your app.
Right, so we can then head to the demo of the app. And we can start just by connecting our regular MetaMask wallet. Now, we can go to the chat app, and here we will see some recent conversations. And by default, we will load any messages you've received through native Ethereum transactions with UTF-8 encoded transaction data. Some people still communicate on the blockchain using this. But if you go to your dashboard, you can choose to add apps, more messaging protocols. We can add push and XMTP, and we basically sign the signatures here to basically create secure channels for these messaging protocols. And we can then head back to our chat app, which is just a very simple aggregated Telegram-style chat app that basically combines all of these protocols into one view. So we have a filter at the top where we basically have every single protocol enabled right now, but we can also filter to just show messages that we've sent on push or XMTP, and we have little icons below the messages that indicate where that message has actually been broadcasted. Now, we can also choose to broadcast a message ourselves, and currently we have everything selected, which means by default the message will be broadcasted on every single layer, every single protocol, to maximize the chance of getting that message through to that individual. So we've already submitted, behind the scenes, we've broadcasted an XMTP and push message, but we're also signing an on-chain transaction with UTF-8 encoded data with our message as well. And currently these are popping up as individual transactions, but we'll merge that together with the 3 icons indicating that they've been on all 3 layers. Okay, so that's how you send a transaction. If you want to reach out to someone, we make it quite easy. You just select the address, and you can type a message, hit send. And it'll just broadcast with every layer. But we also have a little recommendation feature where we want to recommend you potential contacts based on on-chain conditions. We've chosen to use POAPs for this. And basically, we can see here, we have some POAPs, and it just recommends a few people that have the same POAPs that we have. So Vitalik.eth has also attended one in ETH Denver 2023, and there's another address which has attended another POAP event we've been to. So we have kind of a recommendation algorithm based on real proximity here to reach out to people and friends on chain. So we can now move on to our security and trust layer.
So here we have like the filter of the app that's gonna allow us to filter any message to avoid any spam. So if we get like any user who just tried to spam us, we can just add a verification if he have some Ethereum, if he had done some transaction on chain, if we have any NFTs. And we're gonna try it to the app, and here we're gonna see a list of messages that is already filtered. So we just have Anthony, who is here, who has his eyes, who has been scanned by WorldCoin, and also we can see he have some internet money. We're gonna come back. So how we do the verification? So we have 2 things. The first one is the WorldCoin, so you just get verified, and we can prove that you are human. You're gonna have the verification badge that you can have for free instead of paying $8 on Twitter. And here, you can also add the sign-in with Sysmo, and you can prove that you have any asset. So personally, I don't have all my assets on my ENS. I don't have my Punk or whatever. So I can just add a proof, a ZK proof, to my Send app to prove that I have some NFT, that I have some Ethereum, that I have done some transaction, so I can have some badge of verification. So this is gonna allow us to filter and avoid any spam that is really annoying on this kind of messages. Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations. All right. Well, those were our 13 finalists. I want to give a massive shout out again to those 13 teams. So please congratulate Bubble, ZK Microphone, GL Swap, Twitter Campaign, Typhoon Cash X, Kinetics, Harpos, Stay Garden, Cipher Deposit, Bob the Solver, VoiceSense, Community Bound, and on-chain messaging, Aggregator. Now, it's the stuff that I know all we've been waiting for. Yeah. Almost $500,000 in prizes are going to be given away. And I was looking at how many slides are the prizes for 41 different partners. The answer is 120. So that means I'm going to be finishing all of this in the next 15 minutes. So give me 10 seconds and we'll get started. All right, our very first partner demo winner for the day, 1inch Network. Payflow is the $4,000 Best Use of Fusion winner, and Kinetics takes in $3,000 for the second place. Congratulations. Then we have the Best Innovative Solutions on 1inch. 4337 Ultra Hand is the first place, $3,000. ZK Alpha for $2,000, and Bob the Solver will be taking in third place for $1,000. And for the open track, Wallet Hopper takes in $2,500, $1,500 goes to Median Price Oracles, and Poseidon Swap is the third place $1,000 winner. Congratulations to all of those teams. Well, I'm not really sure how many of you are awake, so if you hear your project name, let's just shout. You gotta wake up. All right? Filecoin. Best use of FEM goes to Gata CLI and DR Market. You'll be taking in $2,500 each. The runner-up 6 teams are Smart Cookie, Cyweave, Waterproof, Affiliate, ZK Microphone, and Meta Deployer. They'll take $750 each. Then we have Gnosis Chain. Best use goes to Proof of Baguette for $6,000. Call Hook takes in $5,000 second place, and No Friends is the third place $2,000 winner. Then the best AI project on Gnosis is Prompt 3 for $3,000. There we go. And Stealth Safe is the $2,000 best project on Safe. Next up, Maker. Dust Conduit is the best use of Conduit for $2,000, and RWA Yield is the $1,000 second place winner. Best use of SDI goes to Croissant Protocol for $5,000. And the 3 teams of ZK Paymaster, NAL, and TeleSafe are going to be taking in $667 each. There's more. Dynamo Rates is the best supporting Spark project for $2,000. So congratulations to all of those teams. Then we have MetaMask. All 5 of these teams are going to take $2,000 each. So congratulations to Extremely Dive, Delta V, ZK Swap on iOS, and Zenetic NFT. Then for the best use of Linnea, Zap, ZK Exporter, and Wallet Hopper are also taking in $2,000. And the best NFT indexer goes to Lindexer, Segment, Linexer, Linnea NFT Indexer for $1,000. 3 of them are trying to do Linnea and Indexer in their names, and I am impressed. I could not come for more than 2, so this is great. Next up is Mina. Best use goes to Turnip for $8,000. Mina Vest is the second place $6,000 winners, and Mina Max and Bandwagon are $2,000 each. For the pool prize, follow the ZK Rabbit, ZK Chess Together, and Proof of Alpha are the 4 $500 winners. So congratulations to all of you. Then we have Polygon. So the best ZK EVM use goes to these 6 teams. So congratulations to Stable Resistance DAO, Aggregate Together, Noxify, NAL, ZK Alpha, and ZK Docs. You're going to be taking $833 each. The best LXLY bridge extension goes to Unify and Cross Chain for $2,000 each. And Red Black Honey Girl is the second place $1,000 winner. Then there's a lot more for Polygon. Best use of Polygon ID goes to Peer Wallet and Lay P2P for $1,000. Spot, Fruity Friends, ZKPG, and Private Pass are the second place $750 winners each. And CETA will be the best public good account abstraction project winner for $2,000. And ZK Fumby and Good Bounties are going to be taking $1,500 each. Next up, Wallet Connect. The best mobile app goes to ZK Swap on iOS for $4,000, and ZK Mask is the second place $2,000 winner. The most innovative projects on Wallet Connect is FacePass for $4,000. There we go. And TX Authenticator for $2,000. And for the Cloud Track, Connect the Fam is the $2,000 winner, and Cloud Connect V2 for $1,000. And lastly, these 10 teams are going to be taking in $200 each. So congratulations. There we go. People are now waking up. Next up is WorldCoin. On-chain messaging aggregator is the best overall project for $5,000 winner, and Fruity Friends and Trustkey are going to be taking in $1,000 each. AGI Alignment DAO is the best AI use case with $2,500, and 0x Sybil for $2,500. Most creative use case goes to $2,500 for CETA, and DAO Chat is the best governance app for $2,500. There's more. 22 teams are going to be taking in $136 each, and I will not say all their names. Congratulations. Next up is Airstack. Arbora, Bubbles, Prometheor, and Zap are the 4 winners, taking in $2,125 each for the best use of Airstack APIs. And these 6 teams are the runner-ups, so congratulations to On-Chain Messaging Aggregator, Funnel, Data for Builders, ChitChat Chain, DAO Chat, and Wallet Hopper. Next up, ApeCoin. Delegative goes the best integration project for $3,000, and on-chain music doodle board for communities is $2,000. We got to add a word limit here for project names. Congratulations. And Mom for the $3,000 for best contribution, and Builder's Garden is the runner-up for $2,000. So congratulations to all those winners. Next up is Biconomy. ZK Paymaster and Voulez-Vous Authenticate are the 2 teams, $2,500 each. Congratulations. The best consumer application goes to B4BAA, Walla, and Session Cards for $1,000 each. Yeah. And these 5 teams, Pure Wallet, Block GTP, Magnet ID, Pass, and DAO Scored, are going to be taking in $400 each for the pool prize. Congratulations. Then we have Cartesi. DCA Monster is the best use for $5,000, and Bravo is the second place $3,000 winner, and Hedgehog Protocol and Metamorphic DAO are going to be taking in $1,000 each. Next up is Cello. Vouch, Keyless, and ZK Alpha are first, second, third place winners for the best use of Cello for $3,000, $2,000, and $1,000. And the best use of Social Connect goes to SafeMail, and Intentful takes in the best account abstraction prize for $2,000 each. Congratulations to all of these teams. Next up, Chainlink. CCIP Limit Order, Flora App, and Ticket are the best 3 teams going to take in $2,000 each. The most awesome project goes to ETH Waldo, Binder, Noxify, and Omnichain Governance Standard for $1,000 each. So congratulations to all of those teams. EAS. Best use goes to Trust Explorer for $4,000. 0x Sybil is the second place $3,000 winner. Key Passport $2,000, and ZK Microphone for $1,000 fourth place. Congratulations. Ethereum Foundation prizes. ZK Paymaster, Crosschain, and Seal are the 3 winners for $1,667 each for the best ERC 4337 category. Then for the open track, Signary, ZK Cross-Border, Key Passport, and Proof of Baguette are also going to be winning $1,250 each. Congratulations to all of those teams. Next up, Hyperlane. The best use for Hyperlane goes to Credit Card. What? Is Credit Card in the room? What'd you build? What? All right, congratulations. The best interchain application goes to Arbex for $3,000. Typhoon Cash X is going to be taking in the best warp routes category, and the best new ISM project is TeleSafe for $2,000 again. Congratulations to all 3 of these teams. Next up is Mantle. ZK Exporter Cross-Border is the best DeFi use on Mantle for $2,500. Minotaur is the best gaming and NFT hack for $2,500. And Fruity Friends are going to be taking in the best UX category prize for $2,500 as well. Congratulations. And all of these 8 teams are going to be taking in $312 each for the pool prize. So congratulations to all 11 of those teams. Next up, Mass Network. Data for Builders is the best use of relation service for $3,000, and Graph ID will be taking in $2,000 for the best relation service. Congratulations. And On-Chain Messaging Aggregator, Ticket, Edulin, and Moam are the 4 $800 winners for the best runner-up relation service integrators. And the best use goes to, proof service goes to Builder's Garden, so congratulations for winning $600. Next up is Near. The best front-end on Boss goes to Joquette for $3,000. Congratulations. The best front-end use built on Boss is superscan.boss, subscript.io for $2,000 each, and Spot ODX and Bow Staking is going to be the runner-up for $1,000. Congratulations. Next up, Neon EVM. The best use goes to Decentralized Circuit Breaker for $3,000 as the first place. ArcanFi is the $2,000 second place, and ZK Alpha is the third place. And the most infinite transaction hack winner goes to Proof of Hack for $1,000. And 23 teams are going to be taking in $130 each for winning the pool prize category. So congratulations to all of these amazing teams. Next up is Safe. The best use for Safe core goes to SeltSafe for $2,500. Wasp Pay is the $2,000 runner-up, and Unramped is the $1,500 winner for third place. Best use of Safe core for account abstraction. The best use of Safe core protocol winners are Session Cards for $2,500, Sunflower for $2,000, and ZK Recover for $1,500. Congratulations. Next up is Sysmo. Harpos is the best use of Sysmo for $3,000. Bubbles is the second place for $2,000, and Ostraka is the third place $1,000 winner. And these 5 teams, ZK Paymaster, Swipe to Bribe, that's funny, ASAP, Typhoon Cash, and Delegative are going to be taking in $800 each. Next up, StarkNet. Pixie Law and Einstein Summation in Cairo are going to be the $3,000 winners for the best use of Cairo. Congratulations to both of those teams. Stark Splitter, AutoStark are going to be taking in $1,500 each, and Stark Pass and Stark Vesting Wallet are going to be taking in $500 each. Congratulations. Next up, the Graph. Best new subgraph goes to Acid Chains for $1,400, ETH MedBridge for $1,000, and Humane AI for $600. And the best use of subgraph or substream goes to Delta V for $1,200, Headstart for $800, and ZK Mass for $500. And these 26 teams are going to be taking in close to $77 each. Congratulations. The best part is I have to read all these things live, so if you want to ever have fun, make the next project name as weird as you can, because I'm going to have to struggle on how to say this live next time. All right, on to UMA. The best use goes to AI Swap X for $5,000, and Dive is the second place winner for $2,000, so congratulations. And these 7 teams are going to be taking in $428 each, so congratulations to Swipe to Bribe, 0x Form, Geocat, NAL, NFT Together, Parity, and Wallet Hopper. On to XMTP. Best use goes to DAOChat for $2,500, Funnel is the second place, $1,500, and WorldChat will be taking in $500. XMTP and Talent Layer collaboration is Freelance for $1,000, and Gaston for Best Bot for DAOs for $500. And there's more. Sanskrit, Zap, and Prometor are the $250 winners from the pool prize category. Congratulations. Next up is Zeta Chain. The best use goes to Omni-Chain Governance Standard for the first place $5,000 winner, and the Cash Out Protocol team is the second place for $3,000, and Kinetics will be taking in $2,000 for the best use of Zeta Chain. ZK Bob. ZK FundMe is the best use for ZK Bob, so you're going to take $3,000. Cipher Deposit is a $2,000 second place winner, and Wallet Hopper will be the third place $1,000 recipient. And all of these teams are going to take in $400 each, so congratulations to all of you who use ZK Bob. This is good. We're getting towards the end because I know these logos. ZK Sync. Best wallet goes to Sigma Wallet and Stable Banker for $3,000 each, so congratulations to both of those teams. Next up, Aragon. The best use of Aragon OSX goes to DAO Score for $2,500, and Symbiotic Bonding Curves will be taking in the best DAO fundraising platform hack for $2,500 as well. Congratulations. Looks like we missed one. We'll get that corrected on our dashboards. Next up is Axelar. The best use of Axelar goes to Web3 Soundbox for $3,000. Ratatouille 500 is the $1,500 winner, and PaySplit is the third place $500 recipient. Congratulations. Next up is DFNS. DAO Scored is the best use here as well for $2,000, and Signary will be taking in the runner-up $1,000 prize. Easy Wallet, Web3 Soundbox, and Gata CLI are the $500 recipients for the runner-up category. Congratulations. Then we have Flashbots. Flashbots Protect is the best Flashbots onboarding site winner for $2,500. MEV Share Uni Sushi Rbot is the best bot searching on MEV Share for $1,500. And Intentful 4337 plugin is the third place, or not third, just the best MEV Share project winner for $1,000. So congratulations to all 3 of those teams. Then we have Lit. SafeMail is the best use of late actions for $3,500, and wildcard teams are Waterproof and True Sky for $750 each. So congratulations to all 3 of these teams. Next up, NounsDAO. These 5 teams are going to be taking in $500 each. So congratulations to TX Authenticators, SafeMail, Symbolic Bonding Curves, Easy Wallet, and Gnome. The best use of nouns art goes to Spot, Stay Garden, Session, Cards, Walla, and Croissant Protocol for 500 each. So congratulations to all of you. There you go. Let's give everybody a big round of applause. We'll roll up our applauses. Push Protocol. Community Build is the best all-around project for $2,000. World Chat will be the most creative push use for $1,500, and Block GTP is the best use of AI for $1,300. Then Credit Decentral is the best new adopter for $1,200, and Dubini is the best use of push chat for $1,000. And all these 11 teams are going to be taking in $273 each. Congratulations. Yeah. It's okay. You all can take a break because I'm going to make you clap a lot after I'm done. Quick note. The best use of token API goes to Payflow for $1,500, and Decentralized Telegram Sticker Pack is the best use of NFT API for $1,500. And Delta V, Data for Builders, Learn, Lay P2P, and FacePass are going to be taking in $400 each. So congratulations to all of those teams. And that was all of our amazing prizes, and you can check all of this out on ethglobal.com/showcase and see what all of you won. So before we close this, a couple of logistical things for you to know. Everything here is tentative and not final, which means that over the next couple of weeks, we're going to look at everybody's source code, so do not make your repos private. We're going to walk through everything and make sure that everybody followed the same rules. And then we're going to finalize these prizes, and that's what you're going to get in your inbox. And only after that is when you will be receiving them. The timeline for all of that is August 11th, so it'll happen by or before August 11th. And this also applies to your stake returns. And this also means that in case we end up finding somebody cheated or somebody gets disqualified and they were a pool prize recipient, things will change. So these numbers may be different than what was just announced. We'll notify all of this to all of you, and all that information will also be directly reflected on your dashboards. So stay tight and just watch out for that email in the next couple of weeks. So before we close everything off, I want to get into making sure that we say thank you to everybody who made this event happen. This is the moment where I want to close everything in the next 5 minutes because I am also equally tired. And we'll follow the same rule. The more you clap, the faster I go through the slides. No, yeah, you got to take a break. No. All right, well, we want to say some thank yous to everybody who made this event possible. There's so many people that do all this behind the scenes. But I want to start off with all of you hackers. Thank you so much for being here with us for this entire weekend. Choosing to do this thing instead of doing anything else you could have done is no small thing, so thank you so much. All of our amazing judges for staying hours and talking to all of you, hundreds of you, and giving all this feedback. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So many mentors and volunteers who were staying up all night, helping answer all these questions, running around, making sure nothing was off track. All of our speakers who gave 34 different workshops and made sure that you get to learn all these things and watch them later on demand on YouTube. So many of our partners, which you will definitely not be able to read their names of, all these people make this event happen, and they were here making sure that you all had a great time. And of course, the Pele for letting us use this venue, Shaka 126 Events, Alvera Furniture, all these amazing vendors that made this event extremely special. And last but not the least, the rest of the ETHGlobal team, who you are not seeing here on stage because they're making sure everything goes well. So Shari, Andrew, Maggie, Nunu, Fred, Polly, Rory, Chloe, Kevin, Uchi, Minnie, Anna, Moaz, Emily, Andrew, and Jacob. They're the people you want to really thank because they do actually all the work. All right, those were the clapping. Now we can take a break. But we saw 13 teams here, and we call them our finalists because we want to do things a little bit different than all the other events we see. These events are not meant to be competition. Our goal is to make sure, first, Web3 survives as a space, and two, that if we're excited about something, everybody else should know about it too. And that's why there's no first, second, third for any of our hackathons. And when we call somebody a finalist, it effectively means that they came in first. So all 13 of those teams are actually our first place winners for this hackathon. And as part of being a finalist, in addition to any prize that they may have won from any of our partners, ETHGlobal will be giving 500 USDC to every team member on top for being an amazing finalist. So congratulations. But that's not all. There's a lot more to do there. On top of that, every team member will get 10 Chipotle for you to test and build more cool stuff. An ENS domain of your choice, so you can register and be an ENS domain owner. Anytime you want to come to any Pragma event this year, you get free entry. You can show up, and you'll be able to attend any of our Pragma in-person events. If you are interested in getting a hardware wallet, you can get 100% off Grid Wallet and the Grid Lattice hardware wallet to keep all of your crypto safe. a Lens protocol handle and access if you don't already have one. And the best one is if you want to come to any of our next 2 hackathons, you get a $500 flight reimbursement to come in and attend and hack at those events. So congratulations to all of our finalists. And that is very much at the tail end of ETHGlobal Paris. Now, this wouldn't be an ETHGlobal event closing if we don't tell you what's next. So without further ado, Super Hack is our next OP Stack related hackathon. This will be online, taking place in the next week, 2 weeks from now, on August 4th. Then we're going to do a ZK focus hackathon called Circuit Breaker at the end of August. This is also online, so check out Circuit Breaker if you're interested in getting to know about all things ZK. Then our next in-person event is going to be at the end of September in New York. So we'll see some of you, and hopefully a lot of you, and definitely most of our finalists in New York. Our biggest online event will be ETH Online. All of October, we're going to go and talk about every single thing that matters in this space for a whole month. So do sign up for this one. And we're going to close the year off with Istanbul at Dev Connect with ETHGlobal Istanbul on September 17 to 19. So check out all these things. You can sign up and apply and do everything on our website right now. You can see the schedule. So head over to ethglobal.com. And with that, I want to thank all of you for being here. Let's party upstairs what the registration was. This concludes ETHGlobal Paris. Thank you, everybody.